Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. Now, was it really worth it? Was it worth it? Of course, we have just had the clan event. Now, I love the clan event. It brings the clan together. Now, of course, I joined GNA I'm pretty much GNA. My main account is in BPS, which is another home of mine, good friends there. But GNA is my main home. It's, I helped create the clan with Amunet. So I did decide to put my free-to-play account in GNA, and of course I did decide that for the clan event, but you know what, I'm going to stay there because it is my home at the end of the day. And the best thing about the clan event, and I've said this to the clan, I've thanked them, I haven't platooned in probably over a year. Like, I don't platoon anymore. I don't play the game more regularly. Normally if I have a bit of free time in the evening when I'm putting my son to bed, then I will have a few games, but a lot of my battles is content based. Like, I'll play just to get a bit of content, and then that is it, because I just don't have the time. I don't have a lot of free time to just play the game for a bit of fun. But over the last sort of month, I've made that time. I've made that time to platoon. Of course, I wanted to get the tank. I wanted the clan to get the tank. So I have platooned with a few people, not a lot, but Amunet, for example, it's probably been a year, 2 years since I platooned with her. Like, one of my oldest friends in the game, one of the first people that I ever met in the game. Like, it was good to platoon with her. It was good to platoon with even other people, and just in general platoon, because the game is so much better when you platoon. It changes the game. So that was, for me, that was better than actually getting the tank itself. Getting the tank is just a bonus, but platooning like we used to, that for me was much better, more rewarding than the tank itself. But was it really worth it? Was the tank really worth the effort? Overall, yes, it was. Not the tank itself. The tank wasn't worth it, but just the time to spend with your friends and platoon was definitely worth the effort. But the tank itself, what is the tank life like? And again, was it really worth it? So of course we are talking about the M46 Jaguar. Now, in my initial video, I did say that it doesn't look all that, and that is true. It's not the best of tanks. I still probably prefer the M48 pattern, but with the M46 pattern, to be fair, I do probably prefer this over the M46 pattern. I think it has better DPM, and that really does help. So stat-wise, 105mm on your turret. So of course, just like the M46, you don't have the best of turrets, but you can still get bounces. Like, you're going to see in the battle that I have, you can still get bounces on the turret, and your hull is just 100mm. Now, your DPM is 3095. That is with me running calibrated shells as well, so pretty decent DPM. That is just a 5.6 second reload. Yeah, pretty decent. Your penetration is 259 on your AP, 328 on your heat, and 60 on your HE. You've got a damage of 290 damage per shot on average, and 250 on your heat, and 370 on your HE. Your aim time is good at 2.8, and your gun dispersion is decent at 0.308. However, you could make that better, because if you not run the V-stabs, you'll have a 3-second aim time, and you run the refined gun, that dispersion does go down to 0.262. So I'd probably run the refined gun over the V-stabs. So you've got 10 degrees of gun depression as well, which is nice. And then you got a top speed of 56 kilometers per hour. So let's get into the game now. Again, it's a decent game. It is, of course, of the new old map, Mirage, that is soon to go. So if you haven't played these maps, go play. I mean, you can't just go and play the maps, but go play the game. Mirage is probably the more the map you see the most out of the three new old maps. It's okay. Again, it all depends on what the enemy do, what your team do, and this game, it actually just works out perfect for me. So there's 3 medium tanks on each team. Now, as long as all 3 go, I'm pretty confident. It's a tier 8 game. We're up against a standard B, a type, and a chimera. So all of those, if they go hull down, I know that I can pretty much penetrate them. So, you know, they can also penetrate me, but I'm comfortable in penetrating these guys. I'm comfortable in doing damage, and as long as my other mediums don't just rush in, then yeah, I'm pretty confident this side of the map. And as you can see there, the standard B trying to go hold down, and it doesn't work. And I do manage to get a bounce from this Type 61. Now, his turret's pretty strong, apart from the big hatch on top. Now, it does change. Now the T28 defender is there, so we do have to play it a bit more safer. However, he has just taken a very, very nasty shot into him, and that's literally just taken half of his hit points. Yeah, that helps a lot. Him losing half of his hit points definitely helps a lot. Now, I'm just waiting for the opportunity. I don't just want to rush in. Of course, I do want to take him out. Otherwise, the other side of the map will probably get overrun. I just want to wait for the right opportunity. Now, we do have a tank destroyer coming around here somewhere. I can't really aim. So because I now see him, I thought, you know what, now is the perfect opportunity just to move forward. I don't want to rush forward, but just to move forward a little bit more and try to clear this this standard B. Now, I do only want to focus one tank. I don't want to focus all the tanks. And now this guy, my tank destroyer, has rushed forward. They are focusing him. Is the perfect opportunity to push through while 2 of the tanks isn't looking at me. I don't mind getting a shot or 2 from the standard B, because doing that, we have now also managed to take out 2 other tanks. So yes, I've lost hit points, but we have also managed to clear this side of the map. And now it is a 4 versus 4. So the other side of the map has literally been taken apart, but this side of the map, we've taken the enemy apart. So yeah, was it worth the risk? I mean, time will tell, but if I can get behind the enemy, then yeah, it really will pay off. But what I don't want to do is them to all face this way. If my team can now get behind them, then you know, they're going to be stuck in the middle somewhere. So I don't really want to stay here. I actually want to go the left, like really left, towards their spawn, because all my guys are literally all in one position. So I don't want to stay in the same position as them as they, because it will just make it harder for me. So I want to go left a bit. I want to sort of go around, and then as you can see here, I'm able to get behind the tanks. So that is exactly what I wanted to do, and it actually works. So that is now 3,000 damage, and of course the Object 252 decides to look at me, but if he looks at me, I'm just going to back up. You know, I don't mind. I'm going to back up because I've got 2 other guys there for a bit of cover, and then the Chimera decides to push through. So that is now 3.6k damage. There's the VK168. So I want to use my gun depression at this point. It doesn't always pay off. Now, I do know he has a hatch on top that is pretty weak. I just need the opportunity to aim at that hatch. Now, I can see him looking at me, and even at this point here, I'm not too bothered. He's a one-shot. Well, he's now dead. 4,100 damage, and at this point it's a 4 versus 1, and this Chimera has literally had it. So can I get one more shot before he dies? 282, and here comes the guys. So overall, that was a very decent game, like very, very decent game. You're not always going to have them kind of games in this tank, but ultimately the big question is, was it worth it? Of course it's worth it. At the end of the day, you put in a little bit of effort and you get a tank at the end. You don't have to pay anything for the tank. Like, all you need to pay is your time. As long as you put enough time in platooning, you can get this tank for absolutely nothing. Now, sadly for me, I didn't put enough time in, so it did actually cost me just over 7,000 gold. So to get that, I did have to sell the Chieftain Mark 6, but for me it was worth it. Even though this tank is nowhere near as good as the Chieftain Mark 6, the Chieftain I can always get back. Yes, it's gonna maybe take time if I want to, you know, if I get some gold, or if I get watch some videos, I can always get that back. So I'm not too bothered about that. But the M46 Jaguar is not going to come around that often, so I really definitely wanted to get this tank. Even though I'm not going to play it that often, and ultimately it is a free-to-play account. I do want to spread my tanks out and have the option. Like when I was platooning, someone wanted to go, Amunet wanted to go tier 8, and I literally had one tier 8, literally one tier 8, and at the time it was the Rampanzer. I had a mission to play a medium tank, and I had to play the Rampanzer. So I do want to spread it out a bit, and ultimately my decision to sell the Chieftain Mark 6 for this tank is that I do have other tier 10 heavy tanks. So that was ultimately why I decided to sell the Chieftain Mark 6. I prefer the Super Conqueror, and if I did want to play a different heavy, I do have the E100. However, when it comes to tier 9, yes, I can get the Leopard PTA back, but when it comes to sort of premium tanks, then now at least I've got a medium, I've got a heavy, and of course I will keep the Waffle, and that is a tank destroyer. So yeah, overall it was definitely worth the time. It was definitely worth the effort, not just for the tank, but for, you know, the good old days, to have some time with your friends. Ultimately that is much better than epoxy pixel tank. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Let me know, did you get the M46 Jaguar, or did you go for any of the other clan tanks? Let me know in the comments below. But for now, hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm meadsy69, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye bye.